Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Legend, and I'm back with another video. Now, you guys know what this is just by looking at the thumbnail. You know slightly what it entails based on the community post that I've put up. Now, I was a little reluctant to upload this, but like literally 100% of you said that you wanted this video dropped, so here we are. Now, before I even get into the intro, I'm going to say this right now. I am a Christian. I believe in God. I don't do that satanic worship shit. I am a Christian. So, some of this stuff I am very not comfortable saying because I just don't want that in my life. But without further ado, let's get into this intro so we can start this what if.
Don't be scared.
Kushina Uzumaki burst out of the doors of Konoha Hospital in tears as she ran. She was pissed, disappointed, enraged, and depressed. This was her second miscarriage. This was all starting to take a toll on her mental and physical health. She and Minato had been trying to start a family for 3 years, and every time they tried, they would either fail to get her pregnant or succeed just for her to have a miscarriage. Kushina finally came to a stop. She was outside of the village. Actually, she was several miles from the village. She fell to her knees and wept. She punched the ground, released her chakra chains in all directions, and buried her face into the dirt. We try so hard just to fail. The two of us are in perfect health. There should be no reason why the two of us can't have a child. Kushina was panting now, trying to catch her breath when she felt it. The temperature fell drastically, and she was now able to see her own breath. She looked up to see a long black dress, worn by a tall, pale-skinned woman with black hair and black slitted eyes. Next to her stood a man. He had pale skin and white hair with completely blacked out eyes that were covered by his white hair. He wore an all black garb with bare feet. Kushina took note of her surroundings and noticed that the trees were now dead and crows were now perched on the brittle branches and flies swarmed the nearby area by the dozen. The area she was in now had a foul odor with it. The woman in black looked down at Kushina before speaking. You grieve because you cannot have children. We can give you that. We can give you and Minato the family that you wish for, the perfect child. But after death, your firstborn child will be ours. Do we have a deal? Kushina's eyes glazed over as she nodded her head. The woman in black extended her hand, as did Kushina. The two locked hands and the woman in black smiled along with the man before the two of them slowly disappeared in black smoke, allowing the surrounding area to go back to normal. Once the two were gone, Kushina passed out, not coming back to consciousness for a total of 5 hours when Minato finally found her. Time skip. 1 year later. A very pregnant Kushina was currently in childbirth, outside of the village. Sweat was all over her body as she screamed and gave one final push, finally giving birth to her son Naruto. But there was one major problem. Naruto didn't make a single peep when he was born. Not even a twitch. Baiwaka Saratobi took hold of the newborn after cutting the umbilical cord to examine him. This wasn't normal. No movement, no noises, not even the indication of him breathing. This was because he wasn't breathing. Baby Naruto had died during childbirth. Baiwaka looked towards Kushina and Minato with misty eyes, holding back her tears. This caused Minato to walk a few feet away and turn to not face anyone in the room. He punched the wall and silently sobbed as Kushina sobbed openly on her birthing table. With the soul of baby Naruto. Naruto lay in the darkness as he cried. He was afraid, but he didn't know it. The feelings that he could feel around him were what was causing him to cry. He felt hate incomparable to the hate in the living world. Malice greater than that of a Biju. Scorn greater than that in the living world. Lust greater than that of a succubus. But yet, he couldn't feel an ounce of love and kindness. The two beings came into view. It was the two that made the deal with Kushina. The man looked down at Naruto as he cried. I didn't expect the human soul to come this soon. The woman looked at Naruto as well. Disappointing. I didn't expect him to be here before his first breath. The woman ran a clawed hand over the cheek of Naruto, causing him to cry even more. Before, he was engulfed in a bright light, causing both the male and female to take multiple steps back and growl like feral animals. When the light faded, the soul of Naruto was gone. The woman in black growled again. That whore! She went back on our deal and took back the boy. The man spoke up. Silence yourself, Vale. This wasn't her doing. It was someone or something else that did this. But you've already marked him, and I've marked you. This means that once he reaches an appropriate age, he will permanently be ours, as long as his life is one that he wishes were better, and he doesn't find someone who is willing to stick by him. He is ours, and nobody will be able to say otherwise. Once he is of age, we will give him power, just so it will scare everyone away from him. The two of them began to chuckle as it turned into laughter, and soon their laughter became much, much deeper, something that was not of this world. Back in the world of the living, Naruto's hair turned white at the roots and black on the front right side, while the rest remained blonde with a single streak of red. Baiwaka gasped as she watched the change happen. She almost dropped the newborn until he finally started to cry. This caused Minato to turn and Kushina to stop crying as they looked at them. And that's when Baiwaka's body fell limp as a man came from the swirling vortex and took hold of baby Naruto. Time skip. 8 years later, Naruto looked at all the frightened villagers that dared to lay hands onto him and beat him. He didn't feel like himself. He felt power. And pain just didn't register to him. He watched as some of the villagers turned and ran, prompting him to look down at his hands. He closed them into fists, then opened them, as if he was expecting something new. He then began to chuckle before it turned into laughter. His appearance had also changed, and it was terrifying. His hair had turned completely black, and his eyes had changed from their heterochromic dark blue and purple to just two slitted black eyes. His hands took on a slightly otherworldly appearance as his nails turned black and extended into claws. His canines grew and sharpened, and his frame became more skinny. "So, you finally let me out to play, boy, and I'm greeted with so much livestock. How nice of you." The voice was slightly feminine, but it was deep. It wasn't a human type of deep. It was so deep that it was something otherworldly. The sound of the voice rooted every single villager in their spots. The Ambu who had arrived to save the boy were also rooted to their spots on top of the roof. But the thing that scared them the most were the two ghostly figures of a male and female behind the boy. They were translucent, one with black hair and the male with white hair. The two figures had a hand on the boy's shoulders before they were seemingly absorbed into the boy. At that very moment, the eyes of the Kyuubi snapped open and narrowed. The Kyuubi could feel this unspeakable presence. It was dark, something he wished to never feel. It was full of malice, rage, anger, greed, and lust. The presence itself was just insidious, and he wanted to be away from it. The Kyuubi stood as he heard the footsteps approach his cage. He was shaking in fear as he laid eyes on these two entities. This nine-tailed fox would make a good pet, don't you think, Sheba? All Kurama could do was swallow. His life, his well-being, was in the hands of these two sinister beings. People called him and his 8 other brothers and sisters demons, but he was nothing compared to these two who were the actual thing. Sheba, the male entity with white hair, appeared in the cage at the snout level of the standing Kyuubi. "No, this thing is not needed. It could get in our way." The Kyuubi's eyes widened, and he began to rapidly disperse his own chakra, trying to preserve his own life. But Sheba simply grabbed the nose of the Kyuubi, causing the Biju to explode. Meanwhile, Naruto finally brought his attention to all the villagers. He saw more trying to leave and smiled. "Where do you think you're going?" With a simple gaze, a bone structured of webs rose from the ground, blocking off the exit. Naruto then vanished in the alleyway they were in, went black. "Now, who will I slaughter first? Will it be you, Haruno? Or maybe it will be you. Or maybe it will be the Ambus at the top of this roof." Naruto slowly looked up, locking eyes with two crimson eyes that narrowed dangerously at him. Naruto then disappeared, and a thud was heard as a body fell to the ground. "One down, 42 to go." This caused everyone to scream as a slaughter began. Seconds later, Naruto walked out of the alley, blood soaking his clothes, and his eyes were still not his own. He walked on, a dazed and not there look on his face. Soon an Anbu landed in front of him, with others flanking them on all sides. "Naruto Uzumaki, you will come with us." Naruto looked into the crimson orbs through the mask before his eyes went back to their normal heterochromic purple and dark blue. Naruto looked around, lost as to where he was. The smell then hit him as he looked down at himself. Naruto began to cry as he spoke. I think I hurt someone." But guys, I'm going to end it off right there. As you guys can tell, this is a very dark, spiritual, something different what if, like, literally. So like This is not for everyone. Like, literally, after this, I am dead ass going to say a prayer. Like, this is not for everyone, but you guys wanted me to drop this, so here I am. And as you guys can tell, Naruto will be OP. He will be otherworldly. You know the other word that that is used, but I just don't want to use that specific word simply because of the extent, the detail of which, like, which these two entities are described as. I don't want to use that word because I don't want to conjure that type of energy into my life. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it, and I will literally pray for all of you. But without further ado, I'm out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please like the video if you enjoyed.